Hi folks, it's Moz here, and I'm going to be reviewing a kit that has 550 parts, and it's not a tank. Something a bit off-piste for me, it's not going to be Airfix. I have been sent by Thunder Models their US Heavy Wrecker Ward LaFrance kit in 1/35 scale. It comes with 550 parts, a ton of photo etch, some really nice decals, and the instructions. But yeah, we're going to go through it, we're going to unbox it, and I'm going to go through all the parts and then go through the instruction manual. And at the end, I'm going to just have a little chat to you about my thoughts on these types of very intricate, well-detailed scale model kits. Well, here it is. This is the Thunder Model 1/35 scale US Heavy Wrecker Ward LaFrance Model 1000 Series 2, number 35010. This is the fourth iteration, I believe, or third iteration of their original release, which was back in 2004, and they've released it 3 times this year. They may be a bit different on this. Basically, it's all new parts, but I'm more inclined to believe it's more photo etch, depending on which one you buy or want to build. So here we are. There's the box art, very nice. It's done by some WWII-era, is it WISBEL 2024? And yes, it is quite a thick box. You know, it's quite full. You're not going to there's no parts moving in here. It's developed in partnership with Wings and Wheels publications, and there's a book there about it called Ward Wreckers in detail, so you may want to go and purchase that book if you want to build this model. Edge of the box, more information in is that Chinese lingo? Edge of the box here, it's saying it comes with 550 plastic parts, 8 clear parts. It's got some photo etch parts, and it comes with 6 3D printed parts, decals or decals, if you ever want to say it, decals, decals, tomato, scale ropes and chains, glues and paints not included, and it is not a toy. Keep away from children. Made in China. Thundermodels.com, and barcode there. Now, when they sent this to me, because they sent it to me for free, as I've said before, they for review. This came from Ireland, so if you do order from their website, I believe it will come from Ireland. Then on the back, they've got their coming soon, a German Kesselwagen with brake cab, a Canadian Canadian GS trailer, composite construction. They've got a Canadian C8 heavy utility, that's quite nice, a gallon water tank trailer. That looks quite tidy actually, and that will go along with that heavy utility truck. And they're doing a German steam locomotive, which apparently always got there on time. So anyways, there you go. That's the kit, in the box I should say. And let's have a little look inside. And I love these boxes because they're flappy boxes. So yep, there's your instructions there, your manual. Put that to one side, we'll have a look at that in a bit. There's the photo etch and some rope and some chain, very nice. There's some amendments here on how to build it, so I'll put that to one side, which is quite good. And then you're going to have a lot of sprues, indeed. So there's 550 parts in here. There we go, let's bring this all out. That's good, it's all there. There's your very small piece of clear sprue. It's quite flimsy, that's quite a flimsy piece. But anyway, so headlights, etc. on there. And then you have some more plastic there in this little package. And then you have some 3D parts that look like they've sadly come off, which is a shame. Let's just have a little look at this. This is the 3D parts. And we'll have a little look at these first, because it looks like it's all come off the part here, and it looks like it's been it's all right. Oh, hang on, is that damaged? No, I don't think they're damaged. So if we get in closer, let's zoom in here. Let's get a zoom in. I don't think they're damaged, I don't think. They are a little loose, but no, that's not damage. I think them two parts have come off. So you've got, looks like a part there. Oh, no, that's the underneath, sorry, that's the underneath. So you've got one little lever there, I think. And you've got some little bits at the bottom here. I'll put all these back in the box. But this one clearly has either just slightly bent, but the box is quite packaged. I don't think I've broken them, but let's just have a little look. And when I go through the instructions, I don't think they're damaged. I just think they're just pushed over. But we'll have a look. There's only one of them. And there's these tiny little bits. But until I have a look and see... That looks like a part to me. We'll have a look at the instructions and see whether these little pieces are actually part of it. I'm a bit concerned about that piece there. So I've got that and I've got that, but I wonder if there was another one of them on there. Oh, I don't know. But anyways, it seems to be... There's the 3D parts. You know, I always say that if you're going to put 3D parts in, you've got to protect them with foam. You just can't put them in a little baggie like this. You know, 3D parts are very, very delicate anyway. And I think they could have done with just making sure that nothing's come out or anything. No, pick all these little parts up. So yeah, I think they could have done better and just leave them in a bag. Not, you know, here's a criticism. But, you know, hopefully they'll take on board the criticism and we'll... What's rattling in the bottom of the box? Oh, just checking. So, interesting start to this. Right, let's have a look at the... clear sprues. So let's get them out. You can see... some scratching on the glass, I'm afraid, on this one. There's some, if I just get a bit of, right there, let's get a bit of white on here and just see if we can see if there's, I can see a few scratches on here, sadly. Some little bit of scratches, but, and it's quite thin. Is that a scratch or is that's a hair? It looks like it's got some minor abrasions in that, unfortunately. But these look okay. The headlights, I believe, they look absolutely fine. So there's one bag of plastic, and they've also put in here some more plastic sheet, it looks like. Let's open this up. There's one just falling out. Yeah, there it is there. So you get another two there, another two, and you get, I think this is for like the rear window. So yeah, very delicate. So I'm going to put them back in its bag. Then what I'll do is I'll place this inside this bag as well, so you don't get lost. Excellent. Right. I like this because every sprue looks like... no, these are not. These, I think if they're doubled up, they're bagged together. So you've got two in that one in that one, one in that one, one in that one, and one in that one. Excellent. Right. So let's... try and find the sprue letters on here, or are they just numbered all the way up to 100? Okay, so sprue A, here we go. This is there, and basically you've got the body of the truck there. You've got some chassis parts, you've got some edging, and if you look up closely, if I get in close and zoom in, you can see they've got some nice wood effect detail on there. As you go down through, you can see they've got some nice hooks there, the parts of the chassis. I don't, as a scale modeler, I prefer to have the chassis built for me and molded in position ready. But you can see there's some nice detail there. I believe that's for the I believe it's like the front. You know, you've got the fronts there. So this will go in behind the cab, and that's where you will start the build. Yeah, so these will go just behind the cab there, and you've got some of the chassis, you've got some blocks there, bit of a frame there, for the crane on the back. But yeah, there's some cracking detail on here. Looks like you've got some pulleys there, which I suppose you'll cut and twist around and make that into one piece. But yeah, some intricate detail on this one. That is Sprue A. So moving on to Sprue B now, and you've got some more parts, some slide molding there. Indeed, I think there's some panels there. Is that the doors or something? You've got some sort of power unit there. So you get up close so you can see. We'll just zoom in. So you can see. You've got, it looks like some panel doors there, I think. You've got a power unit there. Some sort of unit. And you've got this here, which is like a pulley system with some little chains on it. Quite intricate detail. Again, it's a lovely looking kit, to be honest. Just a lot of parts. Very minimal flash on this. Again, you've got some sort of belt and mechanism there. Moving through slowly. I think that must be part of one of the prop shafts or drive shafts. That piece is a little bit loose. I think that's got to go like that, yeah. Again, another belt and wheels. I think that's some sort of gas, some sort of tank there, gas tank. And just moving through so you can see all the little parts. Got some handles there as well. Very nice actually, and they've got the handle there on the edge. Very tidy actually. Nice looking kit. I think that's some sort of handbrake on that part there. Let me flip them over and you can see that all the injector pins are in one place. This is what I like. The ejector pins are basically separate. You've got a few bits here, but you won't see these. Very well looked after. Well thought out, this. And I can't see any sink marks either on things like here where the ejector pins would be. And there you go. That is Sprue B. Right then, this is Sprue C, this one. And so we've got there's 89 parts in this one sprue. Incredible. But you get two of these. You're getting wheels, and you've got that nice chunky military style tyre on it. There's no markings on the tile for brands or anything, so they're bog standard. Looks like the hubs are separate. There's your brake discs, and yeah, there's some hubs there, which I presume will go either in behind there, or they go on top of these. I can't see them going in there. I think they go on here, but anyway, we can have a look at the instructions. There we go. You can see all the detail there. You've got the nuts there on the hubs. Got some decent tread. And like I say, it goes up to 89 on here. 89. Moving through, you've got some leaf springs. Some sort of what's that? That might be a spring brake there. I think that's a spring brake. You've got some very tiny, intricate parts. So not a whiff of flash on here, really. I think you cut them off actually. These are the ejector pins, so you cut them off. And yeah, it is quite tiny. Like I say, there's no branding on the tyres, so you'll have to get some decals if you want to do that. Then flip them over. Flip them over, and again you'll see they've put the release pins out of sight and out of mind. But yeah, so you get two of these ones. Okay, now on to Sprue D. And basically, I think this is mostly the parts for the front, for the cab of the truck. You've got the bonnet there. You've got the back of the cab. You've got the doors. You've got the front there, and the wiper blades are attached already. You've got the floor. There's the dash there. Looks like there's the radiator and the fan. Is there a fan? There's the fan down there. Oh, look at the detail on that. We'll get up close in a minute. You've got the front wings. You've got some pipe work there. So you've got a bit of engine work here as well to have a look at. And let's bring it up close so you can see the detail on the sprue again. There you are. See, there's some nice detail there on the radiator. There's the front wings. Look at the detail on that fan. Up through, we're going. You've got some pipe work there. That might come from the distribution cap there, I'm not too sure. Just spin them a little bit so you can see that. There's the steering wheel. You've got some sort of rail there. And some miniature parts there. Steering wheel said. And there's your front grille. That's quite nice actually. How that it's it's not broken, it's all together. There's your dash, so you can have all your instrument panel there. Moving up through, you've got like a floor, or like a wooden roof, wooden floor texture there. Very nice. There's the rear of the cab. It's got handles, molding onto it. Very delicate, so be careful of them. That's a nice touch. Normally they're a bugger to cement on, aren't they? And there's another door, and they've got a bit of a curve in them, which is quite nice. There's the front there. Whoops, there's the front there. To get that close, you can see it on camera. There's your front, which which you can weather up, make it look nice. And there's your bonnets there on the front. That's class. That very nice. Just looking on the inside, you got some detail on the door as well, which is nice. Some sort of paneling and some studs going around. But yeah, it's very sweet indeed. Look at that for detail. Is that a side molded part? Interesting. And again, you've got your fan there, and you've got detail reverse and front as well. So the detail is pretty much the same. Very, very tasty. Very nice indeed. And just look at that for detail as well. Can you see that? That must be a... That's so intricate. Look how that. Look at that. Look how that has been. It's lovely. Just a lot of parts, isn't it? So there you go. That was sprue D, and then the final sprue, which is sprue E, and I think that's your chassis there. So I may have got it wrong. I may it may be other frames that I saw in sprue A, but there you go. There's your main chassis bit there, and look how well that's been molded. So nice. But again, this is the sort of thing I would like to have seen as one block, molded for me, or maybe, and then you add the bits in. But I'll go into this in a minute because I've not had a good look at this really until now. So there you go. We'll start from the bottom here, and there's some parts. Let's get it to zoom in, please. There you go. And there's the engine block there. That's going to take some building. There's quite a few parts there for the engine. And again, there's your chassis there with all the studs and that, hanging out. Very tasty indeed. All your little leaf springs, and there's your drive shaft and springs, and you got belt and wheels. Yeah, look at that. Just looking for the exhaust at the minute. Can't see the exhaust on here. I may have already missed it. We're just looking. There's your manifold. Some pipe work there. Look how intricate that is. Lots of detail here to play with. Some more of the engine block there. Some... I wonder if that's your valves there. And there's your rocker cover there. More leaf springs, and I think these are all transmission based. These are your diffs, I think. And again, more drive shafts there. But yeah, it's a very, very well detailed kit. And 550 parts is a lot, 550 parts is not a tank. It says a lot, doesn't it, on how in depth they've gone here with this kit. Very nice indeed. And there you go, that was Sprue E. And then in this bag, we have all the photo etch and the cable and the chain. Come on, there you go, let's put them out. Nice limp, lot of rope there. There's your decals. And you get a little bit of chain as well. So let's get this up close so you can see. So you got a nice bit of chain there for this one. A bit of chain. So there's that. There's one part of photo etch there, because perhaps it's not looking in the. So there's the photo etch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, let's go right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 12 bits of photo etch there on that part. You've got this one here, which is, I think, is more for the chassis. You've got these corners, which will hopefully help you make the chassis go square when you build it up, I guess. Just turn them over. Some detail on it as well. That's PE2, that one. What number is that one? PE. Does it say PE1 on there? Just trying to see if it says PE on here. Yeah, it's PE2, that one. You've got WWII-era. So that's that one. Then this is the final piece of photo etch. 30, 30, 33. Crumbs is 30, 33 pieces of photo etch on here. Incredible. And then you've got the decals. You just see the numbers there. They're quite faint, I'm afraid. I'll get it the wrong way around, that's why. Let's get it the right way around. You just see the numbers. They're okay. I'm not too overjoyed with them. I think it looks like you've got these ones double up. It looks like that you put the dials in, and then you put these on top, it looks like. If I'm right in that, let me know. If I'm wrong, also let me know in the comments below. And there's your decals. Just quickly jumping in, as I do with all my videos, to ask a bit of a favour. If you're enjoying the content on this channel and you're not yet a subscriber, will you please consider becoming a subscriber? It really helps the channel. All you have to do is click subscribe, and if you ring that bell, click all, you will be notified when I release a new video. It's completely free to be a subscriber, and if you're liking this video, give it a like and put your thoughts about this particular kit in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Right then, I'm going to go through the instructions quickly. I've already run through them myself, and it's taken me 40 minutes to go through. It's too long for a video. I'm just going to go through and just pick out some points in the instructions that might help you in thinking of purchasing this. But I've got my own thoughts on this, okay? So, first off, you build off the engine, okay? And there's about 50-60 parts alone, just on the engine alone. Okay, so a little bit of photo etch involved. You're building up, I think this is the clutch for the power unit, I guess. So when you start to use the winches and the hook at the back, this is what you'll need. Again, there's your fan and your radiator, and a little bit of photo etch there. And this is part of the chassis now, so you're putting them in, again, more photo etch. And this here is being then fitted into the chassis. You've got the struts going across, again, more photo etch. Then you put it to the side. And the parts that you make, like the engines, are all going on top of this chassis now. Again, photo etch. And that little block there fits in that tiny hole there. There's a little gap there that you can fit into. Then I believe that there's your fan there going in, and then you're building up your axles, and you are making 2 of them so far. And then this is where they've added this piece here, which is the instructions, I think. Is it? So that's right. That's right. So this page here should be in here. They should have put that as page 7. that would have made it a bit easier. Okay, so that will fit on there like so. And then follow these instructions, putting in some props or drive shafts, whatever you want to put, some leaf springs into there. But saying do not glue, but I'm presuming you don't glue that in. You keep the wheels or you keep the axles, and then you glue it into position, I guess. You tell me. So really, they should have put number 7 there, okay, to make it easier. So we jump that page onto page 8. You're then doing the winch at the front, okay, and then you've got some sort of drive shaft there going in and a little prop shaft there. I don't know the difference between a prop shaft and a drive shaft. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Some exhaust bits being put in there, some more photo-etched brackets. And then that's where the exhaust attaches there. Again, you're doing, I think there's another axle there for the front, I believe. And you're adding some leaf springs. Looks like you've got, 2 halves of leaf springs, they go together. And you attach these little nubs there of the axle onto the end, under the short leaf there underneath. And I'm not too sure, that must be your hubs together. Turn over to page 10. Right, some more shafts going in, and some. I think these are tie rods. Then you've got your track rod going across. You've got some steering rods going in, and then this is this page here, I believe. Is that right? Or is that a different page altogether? I may have jumped the gun actually. Sorry, do apologise. Let me just go back a minute. What page is that? That's step 12. You've completely fooled me, this has. Where's this bit go then? Oh, is this added on, is it? I'm not too sure what I'm looking at here. I don't know where that goes, this part here. So ignore step 20 in the instruction book. Okay. So then moving on. Step 20 is that one, isn't it? So is that bit there? I'm not too sure where this comes involved, so, they should have made this more clearer. They should have reprinted the booklet, to be honest. It's their fuck up. They should, this is not an excuse, okay? You should be, I save the planet and everything, but no, that's not my gig, I'm afraid. Some more, I presume these are tie rods going in, between the axles. Front bumper going on, making up, looks like they're fuel tanks and brackets going on. Then you put in the wheel hubs in, the drums I should say. That's the next tank going in that side and one that side, so you've got your 2 tanks in, which is step 20. That's step 20. I just wonder if that's that piece there. I'm a bit unsure here. But anyways, we'll move on because I'm losing the will to live with this kit already. Then you're building up the cabin, or, the cab. Little motors there, which is a nice touch because the wiper's already on the mould. Piece of clear goes in. There's your dash going in, and I presume that's some sort of fuse box, I guess. And then you've got your decals going in. A little bit of photo etch here to claim that the windows open and close. Is there much point? That could have been easily molded on there, I guess. A bit more crisper detail. I get it, okay. So, yeah, your decals go on, or your decals, depending on how you want to say it. So you put the dials on, then you put, like, the glass on top to make it, more 3D looking, and there's your registration plate on there. Pedals with photo etch, and your accelerator pedal goes in there. There's your floor, and then you've got your looks like you've got some photo etch and CA going in there. Sorry, photo etch, use glue on that. There's your stick, so you've got your gear stick, and I presume that's your range. So if you want to go to 2-wheel, 4-wheel, 6-wheel drive, and you've got your handbrake there. Some more parts there. There's your doors, and you've got some clear, and you've got door levers on the side, and you also got a winder for your window. That all gets put together. Then you've got some sort of extinguisher going on the back. And then you put on your wings, left and right, your bonnet, doors go, your bonnet tops go there. Then you put your steering wheel in, and there's your steering rack, and there's your steering wheel going on there. Clear part goes in there for your window, other door goes on, and then you put your it looks like your stalk for your steering wheel, and then you put your roof on top. Then you're building up some brackets here so that you can put your front grille on, which is nice. And it looks like you're putting on some T-clips and some handles on the bonnet. Nice. Right, there I think there's more winch stuff here as well. So you're producing the winches, and you've got some cable to use on that and there. And you've got a little bit of photo etch on the side. Again, you've got these parts here. I'm not too sure what they are. I suppose that's to spin the winches up. You've got a belt there going on. Turn it over, you build up the A-frame now for the actual crane itself. And that all slots in. And as you notice, we've not done the body yet because the body comes after. And you're then attaching all these pieces to that, making up a pulley system there. I presume that can either spin around. That attaches to the chassis, to the frame of the chassis. You got some chain there to go on, and another belt there on the front. And then this all attaches there and there. And then the final piece goes on the side, which I think will be a bugger because looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points there to glue on. So good luck with that. Right, photo etch there. So you're building up like the structure. You know, could that have been done in plastic? You know, answers in on a postcode, or answers in the comments again. Some more photo etch here for a crossbeam to add to the strength of it, but it won't because it's PE. It will add nothing apart from visuals. And some sort of system going on there. Again, looks like another winch system here again, putting that on there. Or was that? Yeah, anyway. I don't know much about recovery trucks, as you can see. Then you're adding another belt onto the end of that mechanism, and then that all slots in there, and you can see they've got like a bit of a blow up there, how that attaches. A little bit of photo etch there, and then you've got, looks like part 4, which is your 3D printed attachment. Another shaft going in there, B24, so that all ties in together nicely. And then section 26. Let's show you sections E. Oh yeah, part 26 step E79. B33 goes in there, so you know it's all coming together now nicely. Another shaft going in there that will join up the front and the power section at the back. Then you're building the actual body of the truck here. A little bit of photo etch. Looks like you put photo etch on the corners here. Nice little touch, I guess, if you're into photo etch. And then you're making up this box or something, or step, to go in there on the front. Then you've got your stabilizer legs to go, and then you've got this monstrosity here to build, which is PE10 and PE26 and PE27. I think that's a choice there. You can either use it or not. I suggest you don't bother. Because you've got that C25 there anyway. I guess that would whack. Just saying. A little bit of photo etch on these little cutouts here. And then, after you've done all that, it's showing you where to put the photo etch, which are the plates that hold the bonnet or the body together. So you've got front and back there. Then this all sits down on top, which I thought was a nice little touch. Because for me, I would have thought you would have built all this up, then put this on. But no, you do it the other way around. Nice. More photo etch here, which apparently go here and here. And that's where your cylinders go. Your gas cylinders go on there. Right, spare wheel in its little cradle that goes on the front. And you've got A9 there going in and actually keep the spare wheel together or in position. You've got some photo etch there on the back, which I presume is another bracket. And then you start putting the wheels on here. Was that another spare wheel, was it? Is that another spare wheel? So you get 2 spare wheels on this, do you? I don't know. Right, you're doing the arm of the crane here, and I said there's 12 bits of photo etch one side and there. So a lot of photo etch on here to put all that together. Oh, by the way, there's your 3D printed resin bits go there, which is blue. And then this pissed me off a little bit. This is photo etch for your main pulley system at the back of the crane arm. And you attach that there with C45 plastic bits, so that attaches in there. So I presume that moves up and down if you want it to. Another pulley system, again photo etch, keeping it all together. Right, and then you're making 2 of these, which I presume are these your yeah. So you've got some lights here, some spotlights. So there's your clear. You make 2 of them, and they go on like a little rail on the back. You're fitting on some sort of wheels here, which I presume are tension wheels or power wheels. You've got a chain pulley there going in. You're using wires here. Again, there's your 3D printed parts in that one. And that's showing you how it all goes together. So you've got your cable coming out and down and around. And again, photo etch, photo etch, photo fucking etch. Okay, at the front here, you've got... I'm just trying to see where that goes. I presume there's 2 of them then. So there's your... So these are your spotlights or your front headlights. And that is the protective grille that goes on top. So that all goes in. You've got some of these parts here, which I presume... I'm not too sure. I presume that's the brackets for the front of the wings there. A little bit more photo etch going on there at the front, and that goes in there. Okay, so you've got some like hooks or something on the front there, or there may even be indicators. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Then you're doing the front wheels, hubs and wheels, putting on the wing mirrors there. Then finally, you're doing the 4 wheels at the back. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, so So you're making 4 of these, but there's like 4 on each hub. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this little piece here, C64 goes in, and then you add these little parts here, these photo etch hooks, and then there's a cable, a crane assembly here for you to follow if you so wish with the load cable. And you've got your chain and your topping cable and everything, and that's your drawing for that. There you go. Now there's your sprue call out, and then you've got 3 schemes. You've got this Sicily summer 1943. You've got the Central France summer 1944 unknown British engineering unit, and then which has got like the Mickey Mouse camo effect. And then you also got the same here, but it doesn't say which one this was. It just says Series 2 here. Your 1000. So yeah, lots going on in this kit indeed, and as I said, lots, but I've got some thoughts on this kit already. So straight off the bat, I can see the appeal of a highly detailed scale model kit, and I understand why certain manufacturers use photo etch. My issue being is, would this kind of kit appeal to, I would say, 80% of scale modelers? With all that photo etch, I think it will put people off. Now, I have become a scale modeler that has embraced photo etch to a point where I see there's a necessity for it. I believe it should be used. But I've always said this, and you can see it on the videos I've done, with the panel on Airfix and Chill. It doesn't really bother a lot of us photo etch, but it's when it becomes a compromise and not a choice. That's where the issue being. When I am a plastic scale modeler, and I build in plastic, and sometimes I agree that a little bit of photo etch will enhance a kit. But I feel that Thunder models, and there are others as well, like Mini Art, where they go beyond the pale slightly. And for instance, the cross beams on the back of the crane, I don't believe they should have been photo etched. I think they should have been molded plastic. There's more chance of it being crippled when you're looking, when you're building it. There's more chance of bending photo etch than breaking plastic. The beam at the back where the pulley goes on, that just is a mess. That to me needs to be structurally sound, and plastic is stronger than thin photo etch. Photo etch is 2D, by the way. It's not 3D. If you think about photo, I know people say, "Oh," but no, not really. It's square. It does bring out an essence, but to me, it's still 2D. Whenever you use photos, this is why when you see boat builders, they will use tools to bend wire, because photo etch is flat, and when you want to do railings and handles, you use copper wire, and you use that little trumpeter tool to make your own handles. I just feel they've overdone the photo etch on this kit, but plastic wise, it is astounding. The detail is fantastic. I do also feel that if it could be molded in one part, why mold it in three? But I do see the reasons why I do it, because some modelers like to delicately paint each part to make it more interesting. But I feel they're not going to sell a lot of these kits because a lot of us modelers will be put off. Let me give an example. Dragon have brought out a 1/72 scale tank, and it comes with a die-cast turret and body, and it looks fantastic, but it's not plastic, and you're going to have to use super glue to get those parts on. But it's a lovely looking kit, that Dragon one. It's up there. I'll do a review on it one day so you can see what I mean. But other than that, I think it's a beautiful, stunning bit of engineering plastic. Fantastic. Worth it. Downside is they've overdone the photo etch, and that's a real shame. And some of the photo etch on this kit you will not see, so why use it? Like I said, other than that, it is, for me, if you're into your photo etch and you enjoy it, this is the kit for you. But I think I'm going to say 75 to 80% of us don't want to deal with photo etch. We just want a nice plastic kit that we can build. If there is a need for it, so be it. Handy. Bring it on. But majority of it, just keep it plastic, fund the models. And I've also criticised the manual. If you get a manual wrong, this added to it. This extra didn't help me at all. I didn't understand. You should have just printed off the pages. So that should have been page 7, and this one should have been whatever page it was replacing. And say that I think it's to replace step 20 or this. But because it's all in sections, I'm not too sure what they meant. But yeah, that's it. This Thunder Models kit is stunning inside. Downfall, you've got to embrace the etch. And as I said, photo etch should always be a choice for the modeler and not a compromise. At the moment, if you want to buy this kit, Jadlam, Scale Model Shop, and others are selling it for around 55 quid. You may get it for 53, you may get it for 54, you may have to pay postage, you may not. So around the £55 mark for this kit, it is worth it. 550 parts is what you normally see in a tank, but you're getting it in this kit here. Plenty here to do. I love they've given you chain and they've given you rope. The 3D printed parts, they've come damaged, but I prefer 3D printed parts to photo etch, just saying. But yeah, there's a lot of plastic, lot of extras in this, and so for around 55 quid, you're going to get yourself a stunning model. Anyways, what do you think about this kit? Please go to the comments, write down your thought. Do you agree with me about photo etch? If you don't, tell me why. And the other thing about the 3D print and stuff, it should be there to enhance the model, shouldn't it? It should not be that choice or compromise. But if you agree with all that or disagree, leave a comment below. I'll always reply, and I respect all the comments as long as they're nice. Just don't be nasty about it. Anyways, if you liked the video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, click all to be notified when I release a new video. Huge shout out to my channel members who help me financially with this channel. If you'd like to become a channel member, click join below and select which membership tier you so wish. On a Thursday night, we do have a model meet where we meet on our benches and we talk just for the members and we discuss things, and hopefully I'm going to bring some more prizes and some more draws to those evenings. In one of the four corners will be a playlist or a video of other content on my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.